So Mike Tyson and video games. When these two things are brought up, there's only one thing that comes to mind, and that's WWE 13. Look, it even says it right here on the cover, so you know it's real. But Mike Tyson is obviously known for being the poster boy for Punch-Out from Nintendo on the NES. It's a game where a fat guy trains you to beat up racial stereotypes until you reach the final boss, which is Mike Tyson himself. The game itself is a cultural icon, not just for Mike Tyson boxing or boxing video games, but in general. And because of its success, we would have more Mike Tyson video games. But nobody ever talks about Mike Tyson's other games that's not Punch-Out, and most likely that's for a good reason. Well, look at the other games that starred Mike Tyson. Now, to start off this video, we're going to talk about a technicality of a game. After the success of Punch-Out, there would be a sequel in development, but the game just went completely off the rails. The story would be that Mike Tyson is so unbeatable, nobody on the planet can challenge him. I guess Buster Douglas must be an alien or something. Also the US legal system too. So because Tyson is so unbeatable, space aliens challenge him to sanctioned boxing bouts. How did we go from beating up metaphorical aliens in the original Punch-Out to literal aliens in the supposed sequel? And come to think of it, why would aliens want to challenge Mike Tyson? In the lore of Punch-Out, wouldn't they want to fight Little Mac because he beat Tyson? Now, this game that I just described was never released technically. The game was called Mike Tyson's Intergalactic Power Punch, but Mike Tyson got into trouble, to put it as lightly as I possibly can. So Nintendo wanted to distance themselves from Mike Tyson and this project, but the developer Beam Software kept the game alive, but just erased everything involving Mike Tyson from the game. You know that skit from the Amanda Show where they run a movie rental store and they have the bootleg movies with slightly different names?
I asked for Stuart Little. No. You no asked for Stuart Little. You asked for Stuart Little.
Yeah, that's what this is. We don't have Mike Tyson. We have Mark Tyler.
Much better.
And the name of the game is now Power Punch 2, despite Power Punch 1 just not existing. It doesn't exist. But as far as the actual game goes, it's really not all that good. Yeah, Punch-Out is a better game in every imaginable way. You start off with these training stages, which are pretty much mandatory to do well in for you to win your fight. But how do you win? They keep pulling the mitt away from me every time I try and hit it.
Miss. 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 Miss.
You gotta be quicker than that.
So the deal is you have to press a certain button whenever a certain colored mitt is flashing, along with the height too. After that, you fight an alien, and this is a mix of a bad game along with unfair old school bullshit. The hit detection is really bad. There's no reason to ever throw anything that's not at your opponent's head because anything else misses more often than not. Even your special punch. That was your special punch, by the way. So I just go back and forth across the screen and hope my punches hit. Please ignore that his punches do way more damage than mine's do, and he recovers way more health after each round. But probably the biggest annoyance was the fact that I had more punches landed than this dude throughout the fight, and the judges still awarded him as the winner.
This is #1 bullshit.
I made it up to whatever the hell this thing is and called it quits. Screw this game. But it was re-released somewhat recently, so if you have some money to spare on Steam, hey, go for it, I guess. Power Punch 2 went on to be relatively obscure, and the Punch-Out games would get sequels, but with no Mike Tyson branding. Years would pass before we would get a new Mike Tyson game, and that game is Mike Tyson Boxing on PS1. This game honestly isn't half bad. I was coming in here expecting to play all dog water games today, but this one actually I kinda like. Emphasis on kinda though. The presentation is pretty good. You have a menu that has gameplay going on in the background. Each fighter has a bio and a little video to play, and the graphics really aren't all that bad for a PS1 game. The gameplay is where we stumble just a little bit. The game doesn't have traditional health, it has this like pendulum system where you land punches to take over more of this meter, where your opponent gets meter when they land punches too. Does anyone know of any other game that has a health system like this? Combos are almost non-existent and ineffective. The best way to play this game is to just wind up your punches for max power and land it one shot at a time. There are other aspects like the world's worst slow motion and this shitty special punch. Even the punching is strange because you are never really aligned with your opponent. The fighting in this game just looks completely stupid. Like I mentioned earlier, you wind up these why I oughta looking punches. You also have head movement, which is welcomed, but you can also move while leaning and it looks just ridiculous. Look at this boxing gameplay. Is this head movement or is this the result of an overdose of fentanyl? Shit looks like something you see on the streets of Detroit. It looks like bro's battling his opponent and scoliosis in a 2-on-1 handicap match right now. I mean, I cannot put into words how stupid this looks. What really makes this game stand out to me is the career mode, believe it or not. This is a pretty detailed career mode that I have heard nothing about ever. The game has a training system, not with mini games like most other video games, but you have to balance training with eating and proper rest to help get your fighter into shape and stay on weight. Wow. Like, I'm not supposed to be speechless, but this is pretty damn good stuff here. It's fun to experiment what training to do to get the best out of your guy. You can accept fights, but fighters can have different fights booked already. Like this guy, he has a fight booked already and he'll be available on February 23rd. Okay, so I trained in the meantime and then a date eventually comes up and we just set up our fight. He's free now. We can even be challenged ourselves while we're waiting. Even after every fight, you're tired and need to take some rest, which shows that rest is even important here. You have stats to track your workouts on a week-to-week basis or month-to-month. You can watch other fights that are in your division. I don't know if I'm just easily impressed here or what, but I really enjoyed this career mode. Obviously not perfect because at the end of the day, this is the gameplay. But hopefully the next game can improve on this already really good foundation. But before we could talk about that, let's briefly get sidetracked by a Game Boy Advance game. Mike Tyson Boxing is really just the game we just talked about, but on the Game Boy Advance. Not too much different, but I think this works better as a Game Boy game. It's less ugly. See, instead of a fentanyl lean, he looks like Crash Bandicoot during the pinstripe boss battle. God, that's too specific. What's wrong with me? Also, it controls like you're moving around in an ice rink. The game brings over the career mode in full too. Honestly, if I had this game, I wouldn't have been disappointed. Now let's see if the sequel is a better game. After all, it's on the next generation of hardware now. I bet they made a bunch of improvements. Dude looks like a milk dud. Yeah, this is disappointing. The boxing in this game is unsatisfying in all aspects, except the fact that you can do illegal strikes like elbows and low blows. The main thing to separate this game is the star system. Once you earn these stars, you can execute a special combo that's specific to your fighter. This is the main way to inflict any sort of damage, so here's what to do. Block to earn stars, do the combo, repeat. Leaning, punching, even this flaming punch, it all sucks so bad. The only redeeming thing here is that this game, for some reason, has exaggerated jiggle physics.
Welcome to Miami. Jesus! Raw's heavyweight title belt fight. In the blue corner.
But screw the gameplay. I'm dying to find out what they did with the career mode. They have a whole new console generation to build on this. I really can't wait to see what they did. Where's the career mode? No, seriously, where is it? Someone please tell me what's even the point of this game. There's nothing to do besides arcade ladders, exhibition, and speed boxing, which is just exhibition but with one 5-minute round. That's it. That's the game. I wonder if these stupid reviews from the last game that called out how quote-unquote comatose the career mode was led to them just not including it. And that would be it for Mike Tyson games, right? Well, throughout the years, Mike Tyson would pop up in other games. UFC, Fight Night, WWE, and WWE again, but the white non-copyright infringing version.
Who the fuck is that guy?
They should have just used Mark Tyler instead.
Much better!
But there was one more game that I believe is lost media. It's a mobile game that was released in 2011, Mike Tyson's Main Event, a game that supposedly features the likes of my favorite professional boxers such as Paulie D and that Asian guy from The Hangover. You can hear Mike Tyson talk about it.
Hi, I'm Mike Tyson. We're at Austin, Texas, and we're giving us the launch of my new game coming up at the end of the month. It's the App Store, it's on you can download it on iPhone. It's gonna make the old Mike Tyson game, Punch Out game, to look like the comparisons against the a Nintendo and an iPhone. You know, it's no comparison. They're two different spheres. You know, you can't compare. And it's the same with this game. The graphics are amazing.
Ah, yes, trying to flex iPhone graphics. I love when a person signs their likeness over to a video game and that person has zero idea on how to talk about video games. So they just default to graphics because that's a stereotypical thing that people talk about. It's like when Jerry Rice had that dog football game. They have no clue what to say, so they just talk about graphics because, yeah, that's the thing. It's a video game.
And, from the graphics. That's really what this is all about.
Imagine if I endorsed the book and I'm like, yeah, this book has a lot of great words in it. Damn, those are some good words in this book. Like, what the fuck? But this mobile game had some events for it and we could see a little bit of the gameplay, and really it's just a very shitty looking version of Punch-Out. There's really nothing more to it than that, I bet. There's also no way to download this game as far as I can find anyway. So is this game any good?
I guess we'll never know.
But here's a guy in a Mike Tyson mascot costume. Enjoy. And just when I thought we were done, I feel like I have to mention this. Wow, did we miss out on a crazy boxing game? No, we did not. This is Mike Tyson's Virtual Boxing. This is just a gambling game with super duper crisp ass visuals, but unfortunately it's just a gambling game. Now the way this works is that you have some props to bet on before the fight starts. Like how long Tyson's opponent will last. Will it be a KO or TKO, etc.? It's kind of funny that you can't bet on Mike's opponent to win because Mike Tyson can't lose. Now I have no clue how to play this or where I have to go to do so, but oh well, at least the game is nice eye candy. And that is actually it for Mike Tyson video games. Everything past Punch-Out was so forgettable, and for good reason, honestly. How forgettable was it? Well, there was a ZX Spectrum Mike Tyson game called Devastating Blow that I completely forgot about. Yeah, I'm sorry, screw that.